And now it's time for those offensive key matchups. Torst, we're going to start with you, buddy. What you got?
My key matchup for the 49ers offense, especially after last week's showing, is the 49ers offensive line against the Dolphins front. But honestly, it wouldn't matter who they were playing. It's just the 49ers offensive line playing better. The Dolphins don't have an especially scary front. They do have two solid pass rushers in Shaq Lawson and Kyle Van Noy. We'll see if Kyle Van Noy falls another victim to a guy who can't play when he's not on the Patriots. He does have a sack this year. Shaq Lawson has two. But we really need Mike McGlinchey to step up his game in pass pro. And we need Trent Williams to step up his game in pass pro. Run skill. Laken Tomlinson played a little better actually last week than he has been. And now that they're seeing that bear front that they've been seeing for the last couple weeks, I'd assume they'll see it again until they block it correctly. They really need to get a better push in the run game. They have not been opening up holes very much for the running backs. And I know their running backs have been injured, but last year it seemed like you could have put my grandma at running back and she'd have got 5 yards behind the line, the way they were moving people around. And it just hasn't been that way this year. So I'm looking for them to step up, have a big game this week.
My offensive key matchup is going to be the 49ers run game against the defensive front for the Dolphins, which I completely expect to be a bear front again. I look for them to bring up Van Noy, to bring up Lawson off the edge, and try to jam in the tackles and really cause problems for the 49ers. If the 49ers will switch up their run game and change the way they block it, they can have some success. If they use some wham blocking and stuff with Kittle off the line of scrimmage, use him to block inside linemen and kick them in, and let Mike McGlinchey kick out the defensive end, that could help a more traditional eye-back type look. So I look for the 49ers to make some adjustments. The only problem with these guys is they are good pass rushers. Again, we're going to see good pass rushers off the edge with Van Noy and with Lawson. So the 49ers are going to have to really work at this. They're going to have to make good blocks, key blocks. But I look for the run scheme to change up a little bit and also for the quick screen game to be big. So 49ers run game against this front should be fun to watch. It'll be a, third straight week against this defensive set.
Yeah, third straight week, and it's crucial that we be able to figure out something to establish that run game, because as we've seen, the backup quarterback will struggle if we cannot get that run game established early. My key matchup is going to be Kyle Shanahan versus essentially what it could be limited firepower for the 49ers offense. So Shanahan's ability to scheme his way out of not having all of his weapons or all of them not being 100% healthy. There is a chance that we don't see Jimmy Garoppolo out there, which means you have a quarterback out on the field that isn't your go-to starter that you're not always going to be 100% confident with and about. As we saw with Nick Mullins this past week, he struggled. We know that C.J. Beathard lost out to Nick Mullins, so if you're having to turn to C.J. Beathard to be the guy back there manning the helm, I don't know how you can be 100% confident and necessarily going into the deepest portions of your playbook because you're not sure the guy out there can execute those things or make the checks out of plays that need to be made when situations aren't good or you have a bad front and need to check out of a run or into a different type of a run if they have something set up differently than what you were anticipating or expecting. There is also the possibility that Debo, even though they released Mohamed Sanu this week, Debo's not 100% potentially healthy, and so that may still put him on a pitch count, which means your playbook still is not as expansive as it would normally be because you don't want to put him in positions where he's potentially out in the field and can't run routes or put himself in a position where maybe he can't protect himself because he's not 100% there yet. George Kittle is still dealing with a knee issue. That knee issue is not just going to go away magically just because he started playing and played one game well. So there is the potentiality that the firepower, the offensive firepower isn't there, 100% there and 100% healthy, and so you may not have as many weapons or access to as many weapons as he would like, which means it's all up to Kyle Shanahan to be able to scheme effectively. And we've seen what he can do. The question is can we execute it? And that's what this week is going to be all about.